Imagine being born with everything you need to be a star, except the one thing that matters, your voice. That's the reality for a parrot that can't talk. You've got the feathers, the beak, the smarts, but no words. So, what's the point of all that potential if you can't even say hello? Today, we're diving into why being a parrot that can't talk might just be the worst thing ever. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll never look at silence the same way again. Let's break this down logically for a second. Parrots are built to be vocal. They're famous for their ability to mimic sounds, to repeat words, and some can even carry on entire conversations. It's not just a trick, it's a survival instinct. Birds in the wild use vocalizations to communicate with their flock, warn each other about predators, or signal their territory. It's their language, their way of connecting. Now imagine being born into this whole world of sound, having all the physical abilities, those sharp beaks, those colorful feathers, but you can't make a single meaningful sound. All you can do is chirp, squawk, or sit there silently while everyone around you is out there using their voices like the stars of a Broadway show. It's kind of like this. You walk into a room full of talented, funny people who know exactly what to say, and you stand there awkwardly, unable to participate in the conversation. That must be so frustrating. You've got the best seat in the house, but no voice to share your thoughts or even crack a joke. Imagine the missed opportunities for clever banter. But here's the real kicker. Parrots are incredibly smart. They can learn the meaning of words and phrases. So you know they understand what they're missing out on. Every day, they watch other parrots speak. They hear their humans saying words like hello, how are you, good morning, and I love you, and they wonder, why can't I do that too? It's the ultimate what's wrong with me situation. Let's talk about the social side of things. If you're a parrot that can talk, you're automatically the center of attention. You've got the crowd's undivided attention every time you speak. It's a huge confidence booster, right? You're the parrot that everyone loves to hang out with. You might even be the family's unofficial mascot, getting all the treats, all the pets, and of course, all the fame on social media. But what if you're that parrot that can't talk? You're just there, on the sidelines. You're still cute, no doubt about it, but you're a bit like the backup dancer who never gets their moment in the spotlight. You might be flapping your wings, hopping around in the cage, but nobody notices because you're not part of the conversation. You're the wallflower of the parrot world. Imagine living in a house where every time someone talks, you're the only one not participating. There's laughter, there are conversations, and there's you, sitting in your perch like a silent observer. Everyone talks to the dog, the cat, the hamster. But when it comes to you, they just look at you and say, look, it's the parrot. Isn't it pretty? And then they move on. You're just a silent beauty, a decorative piece in the room. But that's it. You don't get to share your thoughts. You don't get to express yourself. You're not the star of the show. How would that feel? To have so much inside of you, just waiting to be said, but no way to say it. But the worst part is the existential crisis that comes with all of this. Parrots are smart, incredibly smart. Some species can learn hundreds of words, understand complex ideas, and even associate certain words with actions or emotions. So imagine being a parrot who can understand what's going on around you, who knows that other parrots are talking and connecting with humans, and yet you can't join in. You can't even express your feelings. When you're frustrated, all you can do is chirp or squawk. When you're happy, there's no "I'm excited" in your vocabulary. When you feel lonely, you can't say, "Hey, can you come play with me?" It's just silence. And let's be real here. Silence can be lonely. If you were a parrot and you couldn't talk, every single moment would be like standing on the sidelines of your own life, watching the world go by. What if it's not just frustration and loneliness? What if it's a sense of being incomplete? Like there's this vital part of you that's missing? Maybe you were meant to be a parrot that talks. Maybe you were supposed to be the next big thing, the parrot that could sing, mimic celebrity voices, crack jokes, and wow everyone. But instead, you're stuck with silence. Maybe you even start questioning your purpose. Why are you here? If you're a parrot but can't talk, then what are you? It's an identity crisis waiting to happen. Who am I if I'm not a talking parrot? But hey, let's throw logic out the window for a minute. Maybe there's something more to this. Something a little weirder. What if this whole mute parrot situation is part of an ancient curse? Picture this. A wizard back in the day saw how parrots were becoming way too popular with their mimicry and their ability to repeat human speech. He was jealous. He thought, how dare these little birds steal all the spotlight? So he cast a spell on some parrots, perhaps you included, and doomed them to a life of silence. No squawking, no talking, no mimicking. It's like being cursed with quietness when the rest of the world can sing. Or maybe, just maybe, there's a grand conspiracy at play. A secret society of non-talking parrots that operates in the shadows. While the talking parrots are out there taking all the glory, the silent ones are behind the scenes, working on their big plans. They're the real masterminds of the parrot world, silent, calculating, waiting for the right moment to strike. Okay, maybe I've gone off the deep end with that one. But let's face it, there's something mysteriously interesting about the idea of a parrot that can't talk. And sometimes a little mystery can make the silence feel a lot more powerful. Let's talk about the fun stuff. The real fun. As a talking parrot, you get to mess around with people. You get to throw out a "what's up?" when someone walks into the room, or you drop a "Polly wants a cracker" just to confuse your owner. You get to sing songs, shout random phrases, and basically be the life of every party you attend. It's like being the class clown, but without the homework. But as a non-talking parrot, well, you're left out of all of that. You can't prank your humans with a perfectly timed "I love you" when they're doing something ridiculous. You can't mimic their voices or mess with the family dog. You're just stuck in your cage, watching the talking parrots get all the attention, all the glory, and all the laughs. It's tough. If you had the chance, you'd probably be the funny parrot, the one that tricks everyone with your perfectly timed imitations and witty one-liners. But since you're not talking, you're just that silent parrot in the corner, looking at the world go by. You're missing out on all the action. And while everyone else is making memories, you're left wondering, what would it be like to be that parrot? But hey, let's try to flip the script for a second. Maybe silence isn't such a bad thing after all. In a world that's constantly talking, shouting, and demanding attention, maybe the silent parrot has something extraordinary to offer. Think about it. In the midst of all the noise, silence is a superpower. While everyone else is busy talking over each other, the silent parrot just watches the world. It sees things others don't. It observes. It learns. And maybe, just maybe, it speaks louder in its silence than any of those noisy parrots ever could. What if the power of silence is actually the real gift? Maybe the non-talking parrot is the wise one, the one who can understand things others can't, the one who's not caught up in the need to be heard. Silence, after all, has a way of making people listen when it matters most. Maybe there's something to be said for letting the world speak while you just watch and learn. And who knows? Perhaps when the time is right, the quiet parrot will surprise everyone with a revelation no one saw coming. So here's the big question. Could it be that the real gift of being a parrot that can't talk is the ability to listen, observe, and understand the world in ways others simply can't? What if the silence is not a curse but a gift? And maybe, just maybe, it's the silent parrots who are the true masterminds, the silent observers waiting for the perfect moment to make their voices heard. Think about that. What if the quiet ones have the most to say? When the time is right,